Good morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching JanataTelevision and this is the English Bulletin with me, Sushant Hakal. The top stories first. NCP Chairman Puspa Kamal Dahal calls his first Secretariat meeting to address the issues of national concern. Nepal leads with 23 gold in the South Asian Games. India chased the leaders with 12 golds. Weak market monitoring causing price inflation, black marketing and pseudo price hike on the rise, say consumer rights activists. President Trump warns of another trade war with China, imposes tariff on Brazil and Argentina. And Manchester City climbed to the second spot, Liverpool to play rivals Everton today. And now the news in detail. Chairman of Nepal Communist Party, Puspa Kamal Dahal, has called for the meeting of the NCP Secretariat for the first time after being appointed as the executive head of the party. The meeting is set for 9 a.m. today. Leaders of NCP have stated that Chairman Dahal called the meeting after consultations and approval from the Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli. An agreement held on November last month between the two co-chairs had decided that Prime Minister Oli will continue as Nepal's Prime Minister for the remaining tenure and Chairman Dahal was handed over the executive power to deal with party affairs. It has been reported that the meeting will be focused on dealing with national and social issues. Prime Minister Oli and Chairman Dahal had been engaged in a series of debates regarding who will lead the party before the deal was signed in November 19 last month. 16 matches will be played today on the fourth day of the 13th edition of the South Asian Games currently being held in major cities of Nepal. All 16 matches today will take place at Kathmandu and Pokhara. Nepal has improved its performances and currently sits on the top of the table with 23 gold. Nepal has also managed to bag 9 silvers and 12 bronze. Today's round of matches include athletics, badminton, cricket, cycling, taekwondo, triathlon, tennis, kabaddi, handball and wushu. Among these matches today, badminton, women's cricket team and handball will be taking place at Pokhara. The remaining matches will take place at the capital. Nepal and Sri Lanka will have a face-off at men's football. The match will be played at Dasarath Stadium, Tripureshwar at 5 p.m. local time. Nepal had earlier defeated Bhutan 4-0 with the help of 2 goals from Nepali captain Sujal Shrestha on Tuesday. Only one round of football matches will be played today. Nepal has grabbed 23 gold medals up until the third day of the 13th edition of the South Asian Games. On the third day of the event, there were 15 competitions being played in Kathmandu and Pokhara. Nepal secured 8 more gold medals to add to the tally of 15 till Monday. The Saddobato covered hall was the site where Nabin from the 67 kg weight category won his gold in Kumute. Similarly, Nepal grabbed a further 9 gold medals in Wushu and 1 more in Taekwondo. Santoshi Shrestha won a gold medal in the 10,000 meter run. Nepal has won 23 gold, 9 silver and 12 bronze medals according to the latest medals tally. India is behind Nepal on the second spot with 12 gold. On third is Sri Lanka and Pakistan, both on 5 gold medals. Bhutan is at the bottom of the pile with 3 bronze medals. This is a Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back. After the break, we continue with other national news. The first Dalit conference has concluded with Surkhet Declaration 2019. The 2 days conference held on December 1st and 2nd at Birendranagar concluded with intense debates for the upliftment of Dalits of Karnali province and Dalits from all over Nepal. The first Dalit conference also stressed on the implementation of right against untouchability and racial discrimination guaranteed by the Constitution of Nepal 2015 as a fundamental right of every Nepali. The conference also set agendas for progress and development of Karnali province. Chief Minister of Karnali Province, Mahendra Bahadur Shahi, had inaugurated the conference and affirmed that the provincial government will bring qualitative changes for the overall development of Karnali Province. The conference was attended by more than 100 Dalit representatives from Karnali Province, including Dalit lawmakers, provincial assembly members, leaders of political parties, representatives from local state, among others. The infamous Gadimai fair that takes place every 5 years at Bariapur of Bara has begun with sacrifices of buffaloes. In the Brahmasthan, located some 300 meters east of the temple, religious sacrifices of pigs, goats, buffaloes and mice was performed. The chief priest of the temple, Shiva Pujari, informed the official start of the sacrifice was made after the oculist Dukha Dhami offered blood from 5 locations of his body, including forehead, ears, tongue, right chest and right thigh.
हाम्रो चाहिँ पञ्चवर्षीय बलि आज त्यही फर्स्टमा बोका बलि र पाठो एउटा चाहिँ तपाईको मुसा र एउटा कुकुरा र एउटा राङा एउटा हाँस.
The Gadimai festival is famous worldwide for the excessive sacrifices of animals it makes every 5 years. The animals are brought by the pilgrims who offer them to the goddess. There have been ample arrangements made for the travelling pilgrims with over 200 tents prepared around the temple area. The anti-violence agencies from world over have protested against the brutal sacrifices made during the festival, due to which no photography or videography is allowed near the sacrificial grounds. And now the news from the economic front. Consumer rights activists have blamed the inadequate market monitoring activities as the reason for the pseudo price hike and dip in the quality of products in the market. Speaking at the Consumer Benefit Monitoring Subcommittee's meeting on Tuesday, the consumer rights activist said the lack of good governance in the policy making and monitoring department of the committee has affected the market monitoring team's performance.
वाणिज्य विभागको अनुगमन प्रभावकारी छैन भन्न चाहन्छु र किन छैन भन्दाखेरि मैले तीनवटा कारण मैले यसमा पत्ता लगाएको तीनवटा कारण एउटा प्राविधिक जनशक्तिको अभाव रहेछ विभागसँग अर्को चाहिँ कानुन बनाएको छैन प्रदेश र स्थानीय सरकारसँग कानुन नभएको कारणले गर्दाखेरि विभागलाई काम गर्न अलिकति अप्ठ्यारो भएको रहेछ अर्को एउटा सुशासनको कमी देखियो कर्मचारी तन्त्रमा ब्युरोक्रेसीमा पनि सुशासनको कमी देखियो.
The coordinator of the Consumer Benefit Monitoring Committee, Nora Bahadur Dhami, said the first round of meeting with the consumer rights activist was on the issue of unreasonable price hikes on the day-to-day staple food and the household products.
जसरी आज बजारमा अनियन्त्रित जस्तो होटलहरुको कुरा छ त्यसै गरिकन चाहिँ यो खाद्य पदार्थ चाउमिन चाउचाउ मासु र मासुजन्य खाद्य पदार्थ उत्पादन गर्ने चाहिँ ठाउँहरु उपभोक्ताहरुलाई चाहिँ ठग्ने लुट्ने बाहेक अरु कुनै काम भएको छैन र यो दिशातर्फ चाहिँ गम्भीरताका साथ ध्यान गएर भन्ने जुन यहाँले राख्नुभयो र यसतर्फ मलाई लाग्छ स्वाभाविक रूपमा हामीले पनि यो अनुभूति गरिरहेका छौं.
The subcommittee has been ordered to submit a complete report in a month's time on the issues of black marketing, price hike, curtailing, syndicate and quality-related issues. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back, and now the international news. US President Donald Trump has threatened China of another round of tariff due December 15, BBC has reported. Speaking at the summit of a North Atlantic Treaty Organization summit in London on Tuesday, Trump said he had no deadline for striking an agreement with Beijing. It is not only China that President Trump has levied a trade tariff on. US is also engaged in fresh trade dispute with France, Brazil and Argentina, BBC reported. US-China trade disputes arose in 2018 when President Trump first announced a whopping $34 billion tariff against Chinese imports in the US, alleging China of issues regarding software theft. China had responded with counter tariff on US goods. There were also hopes that the US-China might strike a limited Phase 1 deal to avert the 15 December rounds of tariff, which will affect a wide range of consumer goods, including Apple products, clothing and Christmas lights. But on Tuesday, the president said he liked the idea of waiting until after the election to make a pact with Beijing, adding, "We'll see whether or not there's a deal." The Democratic Senator Kamala Harris has dropped out of 2020 U.S. presidential race on Tuesday. She's ending her White House bid following a period of campaign turmoil and disappointing fundraising that saw her fail to break out of a crowded field, AFP reported. The 55-year-old senator from California, a vocal critic of President Donald Trump, was once seen as a rising star within the party. But she could not cement her fleeting position in the top tier of candidates alongside Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, BBC reported. "I have taken stock and looked at this from every angle, and over the last few days have come to one of the hardest decisions of my life," the senator from California told supporters in an email. Harris is one of the biggest names to date to drop out of the race, along with former Congressman Beto O'Rourke of Texas and New York Mayor Bill de Blasio. After stagnating in the 5th place in the polls with about 3.4% support, she was pushed to the 6th spot after former New York Mayor Mike Bloomberg recently threw his hat in the presidential contest, AFP reported. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Jesus Navas scored twice for Manchester City as they defeated Burnley by 5-1. With the win, Manchester City is on 32 points, having played one more game than Leicester City, who they are tied with in the 2nd spot. Rodri and Mahrez were the other two scorers for Manchester City, whereas Brady scored the only goal for Burnley. In another match, Crystal Palace defeated Bournemouth by a solitary Jeffrey Schlupp goal. Palace were reduced to 10 men in the 20th minute as Mamadou Sakho saw red to an ill-fated challenge, but still managed to get all 3 points. The win takes Palace to as high as 5th on the table. Today, Jose Mourinho will return to Old Trafford to play against his old team, Manchester United, while Liverpool will play against their old foes, Everton, in the Merseyside derby. The second test of the two-match test series between New Zealand and England ended in a draw as New Zealand win the series 1-0. In response to the 375 posted by the New Zealand side in the first innings, England scored 476 runs. Joe Root scored a double hundred for England, while Neil Wagner took 5 wickets for the Kiwis. However, England could not capitalise on a 101-run lead as New Zealand reached 241 runs with the loss of 2 wickets. Kane Williamson and Ross Taylor scored 104 and 105 respectively. Joe Root was awarded the man of the match for his double hundred, as Neil Wagner was awarded the man of the series. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin, and the headlines once again. NCP Chairman Pushpa Kamal Dahal calls his first Secretariat meeting to address the issues of national concern. Nepal leads with 23 gold in the South Asian Games. India chased the leaders with 12 golds. Weak market monitoring causing price inflation. Black marketing and pseudo price hike on the rise, say consumer rights activists. President Trump warns of another trade war with China, imposes tariffs on Brazil and Argentina. And Manchester City climbed to the second spot. Liverpool to play rivals Everton today. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.